Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, welcome to your December 2025 astrology horoscope. I do recommend listening to these videos according to your rising sign first, as the rising sign is what sets up the whole house system and will be what dictates more where this energy is manifesting for you in your physical reality. Then listen for your sun sign to get a better indication of like where you might be more career focused or feeling the energy more on an outward level, I guess. And then listen for your your moon sign to more determine how you're feeling on an internal emotional level or in your home life. Also, I really recommend watching the December 2025 collective video before this one, especially the second half, as I do go into the Sabian symbols for a few of the planets, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron. They are very fascinating and do provide insight to the overall energy that we are experiencing on the planet collectively, as well as very much personally. And they really are fascinating and provide a lot of detail. So I will leave a link in the description, link above for that video. And I do just give a good overall general reading for the month, but you can continue listening to this for your sign in particular. I'm Sarah at Life with Training Wheels, where I utilize Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology, whole sign house system, and other tools to help guide you on your journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment. My goal is to help you realize that life really is a choose-your-own adventure. You have more control over your life and your thoughts than you think you do, and we really do make this world our reality. One of my favorite quotes is, "Wherever you go, there you are." So if you keep finding yourself in certain situations, good or bad, it may be a time to look into the mirror. If that sounds like something you want to stick around for, a vibe that you can vibe with, then I encourage you to stick around. If this is your first time finding me, thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll stay. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning. Either way, if you could go ahead and engage with this video in some way, like, subscribe, comment, anything like that, it will help my tiny channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we dive into the astrology this month. I do currently have a Your First Astrology course going on right now. It is a 6-week course. I have released the first week video. I am working on editing the second week's video. But basically, I take you from zero, from not knowing how to pull up a birth chart, and walking you through that, and walking you through a couple astrology tools that I use that are free to use, and then explain, the setup of a birth chart, the chart layout, the house system. We'll get into the signs and the planets and understanding your big three, your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign. And then finally learning how to take horoscopes like the ones I give here and like many other astrologers give, and how to take your natal chart and really see more layers of how the energy is interacting with your chart on a more personal level. So that course is going on now. It is delivered via email, and you can ask any questions after each week is delivered, each video is delivered, and I really want to make this course yours, so I would love to have you join me. The information for that is in the description box below. I also am starting up a Patreon membership that would be basically getting to know yourself monthly membership where I will teach an astrology topic, teach something about the natal chart and how to read it every month. So not only will it be a learning astrology, but then learning about yourself, because I will teach on a topic and then give a 20-minute personal astrology reading for each person in the course or in the Patreon membership each month, according to whatever topic we are discussing that month. So it's like a monthly learning astrology and learning yourself better through astrology membership. If you're interested in joining, the link will be in the description box below for that as well. And although this was a Black Friday deal, I am going to extend it through the month of December, where I will give $25 off of any service I offer on my website if you sign up for my newsletter. I have not really started sending out my new newsletters yet, but I do plan on sending out like weekly astrology, weekly horoscopes, as well as anything else going on any of my YouTube channels or anything else that I feel might be of value or interest to you. It would only be going out weekly at max, perhaps monthly to start. But if you would like to sign up for that, please do so in the description box below. I would love to have you join my newsletter. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Pisces, I have your chart up on the screen here, and I'm going to assume that you have not listened to the collective reading, so I will go over kind of everything other than the Sabian symbols. I highly recommend you listen to the December 2025 collective reading for those Sabian symbols. They are very fascinating. Those are in the last part of that December 2025 video. But other than that, I will go over all the same energy and have it detailed more to you. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. So the first thing is that we have all month long this water grand trine continuing that we had active all last month as well. This energy is continuing, only instead of a parade of planets going through Scorpio, it is keeping this active. It is now just Mercury. So again, this water grand trine, if you didn't watch last month, is affecting your first house, your fifth house, and your ninth house. These are all very lucky houses. They're all very personal houses. You in the first house are being trined, so this is really good energy. This Jupiter here is bringing luck and abundance to you from your house of creativity, joy, romance, things like entrepreneurship, things like that. And then Mercury and Scorpio in your ninth house. Mercury is our mind, right? Scorpio is where we want to go deep, where we think very deeply about things, feel very deeply about things. And this is in your ninth house of belief systems, of higher education, of digging for the greater truths in the bigger pictures. And so your mind is very active here. If the ninth house can also be long distance travel and teaching opportunities and higher education. So your mind, or you might have opportunities. You might be able to either finish studies that you are doing very easily with Mercury being here, or if you are a teacher or anything like that, you might be able to just communicate your whatever it is that you're teaching, or communicate your beliefs very well this month. But so this energy is going to be active all month long, and it will just be the Mercury in Scorpio that is keeping it active. And then of course, in your house these planets are interacting with Saturn, which is now direct, and Neptune retrograde. So continuing to work with you on really reshuffling your internal world, building better boundaries, tearing down walls that should not be existing, that are just standing in your way, that are perhaps there still from childhood, that, you know, are no longer serving you. Kind of doing that restructuring before you go into next year when these planets move into Aries, building the new you, and your new value system, and building your money and things like that you are going to be doing next year, and helping create the new world that we need to create. So that is going on the first half of the month still. This Mercury will be moving into Sagittarius along with all the other personal planets, I believe around November 13th, and then November 10th, so just right before that, Neptune will be stationing direct. So by mid-month, we will have Saturn direct because it's stationed direct at the end of November. Mercury is now direct and Neptune is now direct. We should be feeling more forward momentum on, you know, working out these things and working out whatever else it is that we are trying to work on, and whatever other opportunities of abundance have come to us throughout November that maybe we were, just hearing intuition of, or didn't quite know how to manifest it yet. With this fire energy and these planets direct, we should be able to start making those things more of a reality, and laying, while these two planets are still in Pisces, really figuring out how to build in a slow way. Even though we do have this fire energy that is going to bring a lot of forward movement on these things, we are still building a little slow. And one of the reasons why it is going a little slow is because another one of the energies that we have all month long is this Jupiter in Cancer, in your 5th house, will be in a continuous trine to this Saturn all month long. Pretty tight trine, which is really abundant, right? Again, Jupiter expands, it wants to grow, it wants to bring opportunities. And earlier in the year, we had Jupiter and Saturn squaring, which was, attention. Jupiter wants to expand and grow, and Saturn wants to restrict. Well, we still have that energy. Those energies of those planets still exist, but they're no longer in a square. They're no longer kind of fighting each other. Now they are making this trine. So Jupiter really wants to expand the boundaries, the manifestation of Saturn. So it really wants to expand the growth of you and bring in joy and creativity and potentially children with Jupiter in the 5th house, if I haven't mentioned that before. Expand your family, expand your joy, expand your romance. Things like that, but it's working slowly on building the foundation. Jupiter retrograde, if Jupiter was not retrograde, it would want to expand this foundation fast, and you'd have like a full green light on building these things. But with Jupiter retrograde, it does indicate that things might be going a little slower, opportunities might be coming slower, but I think that's by design so that Saturn can really catch them and do something with them to help start manifesting them into our physical reality. Take them from this big concept, this big out here opportunity, and really manifest it and grow it well. The other thing that Jupiter is doing this month, and Jupiter is one of your, Jupiter is very important for you because it is one of your co-rulers, right? Jupiter and Neptune are your co-rulers, so they are your chart rulers. They represent you in your chart. So Jupiter is doing a lot for you, providing all these opportunities in abundance, and it is in a continuous square again this month. It was in this square last month as well to Chiron and Aries. And I really do, even though squares again are, can be a challenge. Squares are when we need to make a decision, we need to make an action, we need to do something with this energy to kind of solve it. Jupiter is bringing abundance, and even retrograde, it's still bringing abundance. It just may be a little bit slower, or it may be it's more of an internal energy, maybe looking at more developing an attitude of gratitude for the things we already have, or looking at perhaps past opportunities and why we didn't act on them, or things like that. But so Jupiter is bringing a lot of supportive energy to this Chiron and Aries, which is where we have felt we've had to, stay quiet for the sake of others. And this is in your second house of finances and values and resources. So perhaps you felt like, your finances weren't enough, or your values, or something came second to other people, or that you had to share your resources when you didn't really want to, or things like that. And you're getting a chance to really heal this energy, to figure out where you need to take a stand on your values, where you need to take a stand and build your own wealth, where you need to do these types of things, and kind of heal this energy before next. And you're getting all this opportunity to heal this energy, although it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you're healing some wounds here around money and finances and self-value that will be key before Saturn and Neptune come in to this area of your chart next year, where they will stay for Saturn for 2.5 years to help build lessons, teach lessons, and Neptune to kind of dream things into reality, make things better, see all the possibilities for the next 7 years in this area of your life. So you're getting opportunity to do a lot of healing here this month, which I think is really, really beautiful. This could also be a lot of inner child healing, right? Like dealing with our inner child wounds perhaps, and healing those from like a perspective of self-value. That could be what some of this energy and some of this tension is as well. But it's beautiful to start the healing process of it and reconnect with your joy, reconnect with those things that you value. What were the things that you wanted to do as a kid that you stopped doing for whatever reason, but you still find are fun, but somebody told you, oh, that's not valuable, like playing an instrument or singing or something like that. Like, reconnect with those things will not only heal your inner child, but it'll also heal your like self-value, right? So the other energy that we are working with through 2029 at least, but really potently this first half of the month, is this Uranus and Neptune energy. So this sextile right here between Uranus in Taurus and Neptune in Pisces, both retrograde right now. This sextile, this is part of this divine mini grand trine that I've talked a lot about, that is going to be with us off and on through 2029. And this is this really beautiful divine energy as I see it with all the outer planets. These outer planets are outer the inner planets represent like our day-to-day world. The outer planets are more slow shifting. They're more societal shifts. They represent that type of thing. And this mini grand trine is going on through at least 2029, only having, pieces of it falling out of the orb, what we consider the orb of influence, for like a couple months here and there in the fall of like 2027 and 2028 and 2029. But other than that, this mini grand trine is going to be with us for that long. So this energy is a really subtle but potent energy that's going to be working with us for a long time. But this particular part became exact at the end of last month, November 20th. You can check out my daily shorts that I did. I did a 3-part daily short on this energy. But since it is potent through the beginning of the month, I really wanted to touch on how you can try to harness this energy while it is the most potent. So first of all, to give a little bit of background, between 500 BC and 2500 AD, there has only been 16 sextiles between these two planets in these two signs. And with them both being retrograde, it's only happened twice, in like 538 AD and then 1853 AD. And this is kind of a big deal because this, what this has shown historically is when these two planets connect, it's when the collective consciousness is rewriting itself, which I think we can all feel is happening. The world pivots during these times toward a new mystical or technological direction, or both, which is also happening. Spiritual revolutions arise, financial systems reshape, and technological leaps occur. And we are definitely experiencing all of that on a collective level. But we can also, like I said, utilize this energy on a more personal level and interact with it to the best of how we are going to play in the overall collective evolution that we signed up to be a part of. So for you, these energies are happening in your 3rd house and your 1st house, right? So your mind plus your identity are undergoing total spiritual refinement, which is exciting. So in the manifestation of this, you could be getting a lot of intuitive downloads. You could be getting more psychic awareness. You could be majorly shifting, especially with Uranus here, your communication styles, and your overall psychic sensitivity could be heightened. Uranus is also kind of the planet that rules things like astrology and things like that. So you might want to dive into learning about those types of things, because 3rd house is also learning. But the best way for you to work with this energy is to, number one, trust your intuition. As a water sign, you do have a natural intuition, and with Neptune having been moving through your sign, this could have been really something that you've developed over the last 7 years, and hopefully with Saturn you've learned to and by the end of the year, before these planets move into their new signs, you have learned how to decipher what is your own energy versus what is others, and how to have a spiritual bubble so that you aren't taking on other people's energy. But the other thing that you can do with this energy is, 3rd house is our communication, it is our storytelling. So you could rewrite your story with this energy and learn to speak your truth from a place of compassion. Things like that would be the best way to work with this energy. But also just to note that this Uranus energy is unpredictable. It is in your third house of communication, short distance travel, learning opportunities, siblings, things like that. So there could be things that are, showing up unexpectedly there that also help to rewrite the story of you. So that is kind of exciting. Then the other thing that's going on all month long that's providing a challenge point, a point of moving this energy, this grand water trine that we've had going on, moving this energy forward, is now the parade of planets going on in Sagittarius are making a square all month long to this Saturn and Uranus. So that is providing us opportunities to take this grand water trine energy and move it forward, right? To not just receive and get the intuitive hits about what we're going to do, and to bring it more out of an emotional level and into action. This Sagittarius energy will be doing that. And first up, we have the Mars energy that will be squaring this Saturn and Neptune. But so Mars really brings our willpower, our drive, our desire, right? And this is in the 10th house, your 10th house of career and public reputation, right? So this is a chance. So you're going to feel a lot of energy this Sagittarius season in your career. Your career is going to be lit up. It's where your focus is going to be. But it's bringing opportunities and bringing points of action to really solidify who you are, right? Saturn wants to solidify who you are, solidify your boundaries, solidify tearing down of walls that don't need to be there, right? It's both of that energy, especially as it is and does remain to be in conjunction with Neptune, as well as just being in Pisces. Both of those energies kind of need some boundaries, but on the flip side, they can build walls that don't necessarily need to be there. So Mars is providing the willpower, the drive, the desire, the warrior spirit to make these changes in your career that might need to be made. The Sun, is our vitality and really shines a light on whatever it is interacting with. So it might be shining a light on, you may have acted a little too quickly with Mars or something like that. And the Sun will come to kind of highlight that, or to highlight things that maybe Mars didn't see. And then Venus will be coming to make that square to potentially bring some financial opportunities or relational opportunities, or just bring the compassion and love that it does bring there. Venus also, just all month long, will be bringing, a magnetism to your career. And you with the Sun here, you will be seen. So it's a very visible month for you. And then when Mercury finally gets here, and then in the later part of the month makes the square here, it will be bringing like the details and the the communication on what your communication is going to be enhanced on what boundaries you need to set. You're going to be able to communicate them very clearly. You're going to be able to communicate the things that you need to do very clearly, and additionally, maybe receive some insights into how to move things forward, how to keep moving things forward, and making those lists, making those plans, doing the analysis that needs to happen in order to keep progressing the way that you want to progress into the future. And by this time, like I said, Neptune will be direct, so there will be a lot of forward momentum happening this month, which is exciting because it feels like we've all just been like very emotional, which is not, a terrible thing, but very watery, very like sluggish, like things, we've all been feeling like things are about to change, but nothing's happening. Well, now in December, things are starting to happen. The last two things, but I'm not going to go into much detail because I will be doing separate videos on these, is in your 4th house of Gemini on December 4th. We will be having a full moon. And then December 19th, we will be having a new moon in Sagittarius. So 4th house, a full moon, things are going to be perhaps manifesting, or, it's a time of reviewing and learning what to let go of in your house of home and family. And then later in the month, a new moon in your 10th house, so new opportunities for growth and expansion and new things coming to you there. So you have that to look forward to as well. Very visible month for you. And comment below with how you are feeling this energy, if you're feeling excited to just dive right into this month and get going on next year already, and all of those types of things. Comment below. I'd love to hear how you are feeling this energy, and give me a like, subscribe, any way that you can interact with this video. It will help my tiny little channel grow, and I will greatly appreciate you for it. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I look forward to seeing you in more of my videos.